Cool. Good evening, guys. Welcome to BTWN Vidcast. Tonight we discuss little blue-headed things in Peru. Don't even pick on me. 14 hauntings in a pub. Why Christians seem to have the supernatural upper hand, and why brick and ladder investigating is something you should be very careful about doing. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Should be a fun one. But yeah, Kurt, I hate you for this, but show them.
I'm sorry.
You, what's your week been up to? Come on.
Yeah. Getting ready to get married, man.
Yep.
Getting ready to get married, yeah, on the 24th. So today is I got 20 days and I'll be a married man. I'm excited.
That's really good for Lynette. I think that's really good for Lynette. You're screwed. I'm sorry. Dude, you're screwed. You're gonna be like number 2 in your house right now, man. She's gonna kill you. And I don't blame you. Bigfoot UK just appeared in the chat room. Good evening, man. Hello again. But yeah, you're screwed. I'm sorry.
Nah, man, I'm excited for this one, dude. I'm like real excited for this one. But been working at the park service, all the above. Sorry about my stretching. It's just
Just a quick one, by the way. Bigfoot UK just said good luck with the wedding. He doesn't need luck. Lynette's he does need luck. She's got like automatic firearms and everything, so Kurt needs luck, man. You need luck. I'm going to be investigating you in about 6 months' time, I think.
Hey, so be it, dude. Well, I'll be fucking some shadow figure, man. I'll definitely go after you, dude. You're gonna wonder why a shotgun can float.
It's gonna be one of those little weird black-eyed children, or you'll just have black eyes. I don't know how it's gonna go, but it's going. So
how's your week been, man? I see you got a new bike with training wheels. Let us know more about that.
Well, okay. Let's see. How can I put it politely? I'm fat. I don't want to be fat no more. So I got a bike, and I've decided to use it to commute anywhere and everywhere that I'm going. Little did I realize when I made that decision that, it involves health and being healthy, and I'm not very good at that. So right now I'm kind of worse for wear for it. Legs are sore, knees are sore, all my old people parts, back, all that shit. So not very pleased with myself on that. But on a more positive note, excuse me, I've got we're using the word quite a lot tonight. I've got a bit of a plan set up with my team. We're getting together and we're going to discuss going around, looking at some locations that people on YouTube, I'm not going to mention any names, but people on YouTube who go on and say that these places are notorious, haunted by witches, haunted by this person, haunted by that person. I sit there and in the back of my mind, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, it's incredibly fantastic that you're saying that it's haunted by all these people. So I'm going to go and check it out myself. It's the easiest way to do it. I want to film it all, and I want to see how much of it's real, how much of it's fantasized. So what I want to do is I'm going to go give it a go. And Bigfoot UK, I'm in the same boat, going to the gym most days. Bigfoot UK, if you were in the same boat as me, mate, we'd be sinking right now because I'm a bit of a tubby kid. No two ways about it. But if we were in the same boat, we'd be leaning to one side.
It's all right. I'd jump on the boat and bring you back to the other side.
Love it. Oh dear. So totally digressing, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to look at some of the locations that certain people on YouTube but right? Okay. Just so people are aware, because we've got a lot of friends on YouTube, and we've got Paranormal X, and we've got groups like that. I'm not talking about these guys. I've got a lot of faith in what they do, and I believe in a lot what they do. There's other people out there who are saying like scary witches, scary creepy places, and I've just got this belief that it ain't happening. So no, I'm going down. I'm going to check these places out with my team. We're going to give it our best, and what we come out with, I'm going to put on YouTube. I'm going to put the lot on, warts and all, and I have no intentions of keeping it serious at all.
Are you going to do it brick and ladder style per our show name tonight?
Right. Some of it will be. Some of it will definitely be. But to be fair, in Britain, brick and ladder means something totally different to what it does over there, as we've discussed in the past. But we'll get into that one very, very soon with regards to that. But yeah, I do believe that we will end up doing skating on the law, skating on the side. It's the best way of wording it when I'm not going to dig myself into a hole. Bigfoot UK, don't worry about what you've just put in the chat room, man, because believe me, if I roll down a hill, mate, I'm going at speed. So, yeah. So we could. I'm offering you.
I hope there are no kids standing on the side of the hill, dude. They're going to be
smushed. They are. If there's any kids on the side of the hill, it's like, get out the way. They see me rolling, man. They'll see me rolling. So, nevertheless, I've just totally and utterly digressed away from the news, which I'm going to bring in, if that's okay with you, Kit.
Let's do it.
Right. Bear in mind, the news that we bring up on this show is news which is publicized through Google, Reddit. I tend to avoid Facebook. Most of the time, it does end up being tabloid news, and I can't control that. So some of it's crazy crap, but I'll bring it in because that part I can't control. So what's in the stories, I tend not to touch. I leave them as is so that people can make up their own assumptions, and it's not me saying it, it's what I've read or what I've took from somewhere else. So on the bombshell, blue-headed things. Right. There's a guy called Anthony Choi. He insists, I don't know how the hell this one came around, but Anthony Choi insists that the remarkable footage is genuine and proves a creature from another dimension are living amongst us, or creatures, sorry. So Paranormal Investor, he claims that he captured footage of an alien humanoid with large glowing blue head levitating across the motorway. Now, he's been investigating sightings of UFOs for 25 years, and he says that his crew chased the thing after it appeared outside the petrol station. Oh my God, I always do it. Right. Sorry. Pachacamac from Peru, right? So yeah, he chased it on August 22nd. Now, according to Choi and his witnesses, the creature was about 0.5 meter tall with red eyes and a head the size close to a pumpkin. How the hell is it running? It's got a head as big as a pumpkin. It's small. My God, weird. It emitted a blue glow from its dome-like skull, and when it ran into the motorway, Choi claimed that it was whilst being hit by a speeding truck, it disappeared, and at the point of contact, it rematerialized in the road as it had passed. Choi said he believes that at this moment, it proves that the alien must be capable of teleportation in order to avoid certain death. Right, here's the fun part. Blurry footage. Bear that part in mind, was taken by the investigators. It does appear to show that a strange blue form was walking towards the motorway before vanishing just as a lorry hit it. This being is unique, Choi said, and we initially thought that it was a robot or drone, but it has been ruled out because it made no noise and because there was no engine nor rotors. And Mr. Choi insisted that the footage was genuine, but conceded skeptics will accuse him of forging the footage, whilst the conspiracy theorists will claim that it's the work of Project Bluebeam. He also reiterated that it's his belief that powerful governments are withholding the truth about extraterrestrial life, which would threaten to bring an end to life as we know it, while conspiracy theorists might suggest that it's the work again of Project Bluebeam. The images are clear. The entity is not of this world, but for skeptics, it can be powers of. Oh, put it this way, my honest opinion. The links in the show notes. Watch the video. Don't listen to what I'm talking about. Go and watch the video after the show.
It's dodgy at best, and the reason I say that is because the picture I saw of it, I looked at the legs and they're transparent, and it looks like somebody's shining a blue light or something like that. There's no make of a humanoid. There's no. And I saw it and I looked at it and I tried to make something of it. Honestly, dude, first off, how much meth does this guy do? Second off,
can you see the picture there? For anybody who's on the chat, can anybody see the picture of that?
Yeah. That would be it.
Can you see the crystal clear HD quality video image that is managed to be extracted from that video? Clearly it's an alien. Okay. Clearly it's an alien. It disappears when vehicles get close to it. Okay. Bear that in mind. So I'm going to go as far. I'm actually going to stretch out on this one, right? I'll go out on a limb and say that I've got a genuine belief that this is just lens flare from headlights, because it's 0.5 meter tall. So about that high up. Sorry, for you guys. It's only small. That's lens flare. I'm sorry. That is lens flare. There's no two ways about it. My opinion. And I think it's radical to claim that just because it's got a light coming from it, that it's obviously an alien, or it's obviously whatever they claim it to be. I think that's a bit of a fantastic claim.
Yep.
A little bit more proof. And by the way, finally, what the hell are UFO investigators? Now, I know Lynette, I know you're into this, by the way. I know Lynette's into ufology. I think, if I'm right in believing, she's a member of MUFON. So, total digression. Why are they standing on the side of a motorway? What evidence can they manage to glean from the side of a motorway or a petrol station?
Hitchhiking to the next rave. I don't know, man. That's basically about it.
Yeah, dogging.
All right, let me go. I'll go next one.
Go for it.
Okay, next one. Mo didn't understand my joke, and I won't go with the joke on this one. Says, is this pub one of the most haunted in Britain? That's what the landlord of the Bait Hall on Chestergate and Maxfield reckons. Sean Hutchinson moved in 2 years ago with his young family and said it is plagued by spirits of the paranormal kind. Ladies and gentlemen, wait till you hear this, if you can hear me over the background noise. However...
Sorry, have I got background noise, have I?
Sorry. Yeah, I was messing with you, dude. However, some of the 14 ghosts in the pub are not so friendly, he says. Now, how the hell can you figure out there are 14 ghosts in a pub? All right. Well, 3-year-old daughter Mia is happy to play hide and seek with the young boy ghost, something Mo would do in a creepy manner. Sean says another ghost called Richard told him he wants to kill him. All right. Sean 44 says his claims are backed by paranormal investigators who visited the building. So far, this story is sounding like it's going downhill quick. He said, I've been told by the Within Shaw, what the hell?
Within Shaw.
Paranormal investigation team that are at least 14 spirits upstairs. I'd kick them in the gonads if I were you, Sean. Okay, there's one ghost called Richard who wants to kill me. I know because he told me. He said, kill you. I've never seen him, but hear his voice, and we hear really loud bangs like a truck hitting the pub when he's there. Wow, so far I think a lot of drunks are sitting at the bar. Okay, it really got bad when my wife was pregnant, not with my kid, and when I asked him if he replied, obviously, I intend to put myself in harm's way for when the investigators come. Jesus, this is hurting. Okay, this is even better. Sean and George Hutchinson say they are marks where the witch of Macclesfield was hanged. He added, I heard a woman screaming. When also we have a small boy that plays hide and seek with my 3-year-old daughter, Mia. One of my dart players saw him and it scared him half to death. That'd be great, like Dart, a little ghost kid or something like that. Yeah. That would be good. That would be good. But it probably wouldn't stick. All right, the pub, which dates back to 1525, that's pretty long ago. Yeah. It is believed to have once had Oliver Cromwell as a guest. Him or his head has a Jacobean staircase and a priest's holes that served as hiding places for Catholic priests. That's pretty creepy. Why are Catholic priests hiding in places with little kids? Okay, the staircase is also reported to have marks at the top, which Sean says are from when the witch of Macclesfield, the Grey Lady, was hanged. He also unearthed an old rope. Oh, so far this is getting real creepy.
Can you see that on the screen? I don't know if you can see it.
No.
Yeah.
He also unearthed an old rope, which he believed was used to hang her. But Sean says he and his wife, Georgie, oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, no. Okay. Him and his wife, Georgie, are not scared of the ghosts, all 14 of them probably, and have experienced paranormal activity before. I think this guy's like switching up on his story so far. I think his story is being switched up. He also unearthed, but Sean says, he said, I'm used to ghosts, but the scariest thing is speaking to them through the investigators' machines. Right there, I got a baseball bat, and I'm beating up an obelisk. Okay, that's what I'm doing at this point in time.
I can imagine, wait, before you go any further, can you imagine it? Yes, they're investigative toys that they use, like Echo Vox.
Or ED1, the one that I bought. I was shocked to hear so many voices. Sean, who is also dad to Alfie, Now, see, this is Alfie's kind of a strange character. He's kind of mysterious. He hasn't shown up in the story yet.
Yeah.
Has now arranged for a second team of paranormal investigators to assess the building. Wow. Go, Alfie, go.
I'm more fascinated by the amount of kids this guy's got.
Man, this kid's a pikey. I mean, this guy's a pikey, dude. I swear. I mean, half of those, 14 ghosts, kids that are appearing at the end of the story, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I got to figure this one out. All right, Andrew Ellison from the Haunted Company. Oh, great. I know somebody who's kind of close to having a name like that, who visited the pub in June and said, this is one of the most haunted public houses we've been to. When I held the rope that Sean found, he was doing building work. I felt like I was being strangled. It's not the only pub in the area that it's haunted. Spook Staff and Ye Old Man in Skype in Bolton claim saw a ghost on CCTV. A couple years ago, the footage appears as a shadow at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And ladies and gentlemen, wow, I'm really disappearing now.
Do me a favor. Can you see my screen? Okay. Can you see the screen I'm sharing?
Yeah, I can't see anything right now, dude.
Oh, you're missing out. There's a picture I found of the guy. Okay. Now, I've got faith in him. You know, each to their own.
I see him. Okay, I see him.
Yeah. Right. Can you see the rope?
Yeah. Why isn't he like flying over the banister?
What I want to know is, right, not the rope. What's going on with his pants?
1975?
No, dude, I genuinely think he's trying to post himself piece by piece somewhere else, you know. But get on this for even better.
But look at
Read that.
Okay. You mean the choice of 14 spirits behind the bar? That's not an awful lot these days.
Oh, dude. Somebody had so much fun.
But look at the rope, too. First off, the rope would have been made by hemp. Okay? It would have been hemp rope. Look at it real closely. Now, look how thin that rope is. That rope, unless you strangled yourself and didn't give up, I highly doubt that rope would hold, especially because they were hanged probably from a tree limb. Oh, my God. Who should I smack first?
No, do you know what? Right? I feel bad. It sounds horrible because I feel bad for his wife or his partner. He's got like a really patronizing look on his face. He'd say, come here. And then if you look very closely in the background, there's some dude looking over his shoulder. I know it's like a pile of pixels, but he's thinking, look at him trying to drum up business to his pub. That's pathetic.
You notice that everybody's sitting outside the other pub?
Oh, you're cruel. You're cruel.
It's the way I look at it. It's the way you look at it.
It could be far worse. I mean, you could look at it the way I look at it, which is the guy's got a lot of events planned. That's all I see. He's got a lot of events planned. He's getting ready to set up events. Nevertheless, right, I want to move on to the last bit of news, and then we'll obviously dig into what we're going to dig into, right? Christians, as in not the band, right? And not people called Christian, but obviously the Christian religion, the Christian faith. Apparently, their supernatural experiences are being surveyed. Okay, right. So more than half practicing Christians of varying denominations in the UK have experienced supernatural in the past year, including during prayer in church. A new book has suggested. So a survey of 1,409 Christians conducted by Christian Research for the book Everyday Supernatural, Living the Spirit-Led Life Without Being Weird. Okay, 2/3 have said that they had a personal experience of the supernatural in their lifetime. More than half of these said that this has occurred in the past year, and 24% in the past week beginning the 10th of July. The majority of these experiences involved answered prayers. So obviously there's loads of resurrected people now everywhere. Spiritual healing. Loads of people aren't dying no more because they've been healed. And a feeling of God's presence during prayer, communion, or worship. Okay, you go to church, you pray desperately for your deity or your God or whatever it is you believe in. You pray dramatically to feel his presence. You're going to feel something eventually. That's just my opinion. But nevertheless, I'm not going to do it because it's kind of me digging in at somebody I shouldn't do. So nevertheless, some respondents have also described witnessing miracles, celestial visitations, and physical healing. And 5% said that they did not believe in the supernatural at all, while 68%, who the majority of it, all over 60, said that they felt overemphasizing the part played by Christian miracles has damaged the reputation of the faith. 2/3 of the respondents said that they believe that the supernatural experience may be caused by paranormal or evil forces. That's, yeah, okay. And as well as the divine, the participants of the survey were mainly Anglican, 45% were, Baptist with 12%, Methodist with 9%, and independent. I don't get independent. Are you like, you're a freelance Christian? 8%. Roman Catholic, New
You
Church.
said freelance Christian. I love it.
Well, I like,
I love it.
I don't know why you. I don't know what independent means, but nevertheless, I know what independent means, but I don't know what independent Christian means. Is it like?
I don't know either.
Is it like not being part of a motorcycle gang and
Yeah.
just owning a motorcycle? I don't go to church. I just pray. I just don't go to a church. I don't know. Nevertheless, somebody obviously, I expect somebody in the comments on the recorded version of this, or at least in the podcast, I'll receive some abuse as usual. Nevertheless, 8% Roman Catholic, New Church, Pentecostal, and Christians were all marginally represented by 1 to 3%, and the remaining 14% define their faith as other.
Other could be Orthodox too. I mean, if you think about it, could be Judaism, or Orthodox, Greek Orthodox. There's Bulgarian Orthodox, Russian Orthodox. I mean, there's a lot. Pentecostal. I'm shocked because Pentecostals, dude, they're like freaking like heaven and hell. I mean, they're Bible thumpers to the utmost.
Yeah. Well, for everybody who's watching this show and have realized that we're talking about Christians and we're talking about religious faith, bear in mind that when we first decided on the name Beyond the White Noise, there was also a group on YouTube who had a YouTube channel called BTWN. Right? Kate, do you remember what BTWN stood for on their channel?
Something nutty.
Bible thumping wing nuts. Yeah, that existed. So if you ever want to go and see a religious version of us, Bible thumping wing nuts. So yeah, more than a quarter of those surveyed were from the east side of the southeast of the country. London and the southwest were strongly represented. The majority were over 55. Half a percent were under 24, and about 10% more men than women took. I don't even care about how many people took part in the survey. Basically what it means is if you go to church, apparently you're going to start noticing supernatural stuff, unless you're Bigfoot 82, aka John in the chat room has put, I go to church every week and I've never had a paranormal experience. John, don't even worry about it, man. Honestly, you're possibly going to the wrong type of Christian faith by the looks of what I've just read there.
Go independent, John. Go independent, dude.
No,
go independent, brother. Go independent.
Go independent. That's a good idea. Go independent Christian, and you'll create your own version of Christianity. Like, I'm not saying your own version, but you got Pentecostal. Why don't you have like Bigfoot-acostal? Yeah,
like Bigfoot's up in the pew. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like sitting there preaching to all these Bigfoot hunters with long ass beards and the cowboy hats and everybody. Bigfoot's just growling like Chewbacca.
Oh, well played. Oh no, I need to stop. I need to stop. I love it when we get the regulars through. And John, wait there. I'm Catholic. I'd feel guilty to change now.
So are we, John. So are we.
John, I'm Catholic. I've been Catholic for 33 years. Actually 32 years, because the first year of my life I don't think it was anything until my mum and dad decided for me. Thanks, Mum.
Well, hey, I was forced to swim in holy water too, so so I guess that would make me partial Catholic.
Some old fella threw water over me. That's all I did. Like, that's what I was told anyway. I
was probably like face down in the water and stuff like that.
Oh, right. Okay. Main time. Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
Right. 99% of the groups out there that you're going to see, so 99% of groups, shows, podcasts, YouTubers, blogs, they'll all tell you that brick and ladder is very dangerous. Basically, what me and Kate mean by brick and ladder is sometimes you'll look at a place and you'll think, I've always wanted to investigate there, and legally, or there's a reason that you can't do it. Okay, so people are going to tell you it's dangerous and it's very silly, and it's very illegal, right? Which rightfully so, it is illegal. But what I will tell you is I've done it and Kate's done it. Okay, we've both done it. It's our cross to bear. It's our own stupidity. And you know what? It's our own little adventure into the surreal. It's what we've done to look at a building the way it should be looked at. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you not to do it. It's not my place. You wouldn't listen to me anyway, even if it did. So I'm going to tell you how not to screw it up and how not to end up being investigated by somebody else. So what I will say to you is, if you're going to do it at your own risk. So brick and ladder, the very, very simple way of wording it is, you're going to do it, be very careful. If you're going to do it, don't get caught, especially if you're in America. Kurt will be my absolute witness to that. But what I will start the show with is I'm going to look at the law. And I know it sounds boring, but for the first couple of seconds, bear with me. That's all I'm going to say. Bear with me, okay? UK versus US law, right? The information I've got here, it's not a guarantee of accuracy in any stretch because I am no lawyer. If you want to know what you can and can't get away with, as cheeky as it sounds, phone up a solicitor and ask them. You can ask them. You can say, listen, I'm going to gain access to a property, and they'll tell you not to do it, but they'll also tell you what the law is, right? So in Britain, we've got civil trespass, which is also known as simple trespass. It is not a criminal offence in the UK. We got this, right? You cannot be arrested for civil trespass, although the police will attend if there's a possibility that another offence will be committed or has been committed. In England or Wales, you can be sued by the landowner in a civil court for trespass. In Scotland, you could only be sued if actual damage was caused. So Scotland's got it brilliant. If you don't break nothing, you're fine. Repeated trespass could be prevented if a landowner takes out an injunction on you. So you got the hiccups, right? You've got aggravated trespass. This applies to trespass committed with the intent to intimidate or disrupt people taking part in a lawful activity. So basically, if you break in and a security guard tries to stop you and you butt him, that's aggravated trespass. Don't do that. If you ever get into a situation where there's security, we'll get through that part in a minute. If you have a trespass, say for instance on a golf course, to move flags. So for instance, if you go and move the flag on a golf course, or if you move a bollard, a traffic cone behind property when it's meant to be there, that is aggravated trespass. Be very careful with that. Criminal trespass. This type of offence applies to a specific list of sites, including defence sites, nuclear power stations, and royal palaces. The full list can be found on the MOD website. Don't do any of those places. Stay away from railways, power sites like power stations. There's no list of bylaws, unfortunately. But obviously stick to the Ministry of Defence website. And if there's a place you want to check out, stay away from other scientific places as well. But be very, very careful to stay away from anything that's active military. Now, this is where the US, I feel bad for them. Their law is a lot stricter in the US than it is in Britain. So I'll give you a little bit of an idea of what I mean by that. If a person is guilty of criminal trespass in the first degree, or if he knowingly enters or remains unlawfully in a dwelling, right? Or criminal trespass. This is the only type of trespass in America, apparently. It is a Class A misdemeanor. So if you get onto a property, you get in there, and you remain in there, and you're caught in there, and you get done as a Class A misdemeanor. Do you know anything about Class A misdemeanor, Kurt?
Class A is probably pretty high up. And we call it in the United States, we call that a B&E.
Yeah.
So a B&E, it would be a definite breaking and entering. So,
right, Class A misdemeanors are usually the most serious type of misdemeanor offence. They often include a maximum amount of penalties that can be prescribed for a misdemeanor. This typically includes a fine ranging anywhere from £500 to £5,000 or 1 year in jail. The hell, 1 year in jail for breaking into somewhere to investigate it. That's why I love living in Britain. Just going to put that out there. The places I've been to in the past where I've walked in, and I've seen security, so I've just turned around and walked away. And it is a case of you can turn around in Britain and you can just walk away. You can get away with that. Now, America, not so sure about that.
I'll jump in on that one. I've been popped 1, 2 times. One time they patted me down and they checked my ID and they ran it through the system. Nothing I could do about it but just sit there and laugh because I had no priors or anything like that. So I knew that was coming back clean, but it was the fact of, am I getting busted or not?
Yeah.
The reason I was there, I drove back in there, is because I was figuring out a way to kayak back into the woods of this battlefield in the middle of the night. That way they couldn't catch, my car would be hidden somewhere else. My car would be way down the road. So that way there'd be absolutely no way doing it. But this park ranger, he didn't buy it, that I was lost in the woods. So, and then, that was one of a few, but,
okay, you'd make a pretty shit damsel in distress, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I'd make a good damsel in distress. I'll tell you that.
Not at all. But to be fair, I mean, as I said, I mean, you've got to be very careful. There's a guy, he's actually a friend of the show. He's got a show called The Enigma Project. Guy's called Paul Cagle. Now, we interviewed him a few months ago, and I've listened to his podcast for years. Just as something, when I'm commuting, I listen to his podcast. He once got shot at in Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and the person who shot at him turned out to be his uncle, or his great uncle, who was an owner of a property that he went to check out, and he sort of he took a, what's it called? Nevertheless, he managed to literally get away with it with his life. The guy shot at him with a rifle, I think it was. He was kind of lucky there. But nevertheless, I'll move on to the next one. Right, okay. Watch out where you put your car. Make sure you watch out where you put your car. We've been caught pulling up at places, and they've said no, turn round. We were only pulling up, but obviously because everyone parks in the same place at this certain place I'm talking about, you have to be very careful. You would get yourself in a lot of trouble. Now, security. I mean, you can treat a lot of this as like urban exploration. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm never ever going to sit there and say to anybody, go there, go and try this place out, and it be illegal. It's not my place to do that. What I will say is, I'm not going to stop you. So I'll try and tell you. But between me and Kate, we're going to try and tell you the safest way
to do it
without stupid and breaking your leg off or something like that, being left to die. But sorry, Kate, you want to say something?
No, you made a good point before the show. We were talking about this, how to properly do it. First off, guys, hide your car. I apologize. I slipped on that. My apologies. Hide your car so it can't be seen, because once your car is seen, it's gonna, no matter what time of night, it's gonna take. It's good. People are gonna see your car there, and they're gonna think something automatically. Could be a cop. Yeah. Could not be a cop. Still, also, I'll just say one other thing, and then I'll let you take over.
It's okay.
Headlamps. Don't bring a very bright torch with you. Please do not bring a very bright torch. Buy one of these headpieces. They fit on a baseball hat, and use the color green or use the color blue, because it doesn't shine out as much. It won't pop out as much. And this is coming from someone who's done it. I mean, I pulled some idiot stuff. I'm not saying this out of pure pride, but I know half these groups out there that claim never do it, don't do it, have done it. They've done it.
Here's a classic example for you. I got into a gripe with somebody about 2 or 3 years ago, and they said to me, in the same, this was 2 sentences, maybe 3 sentences apart. As a team, we only go to places that we have permission to go to. We never pay, but we always have permission to be there. And that's fantastic in the back of my head anyway, because I'm thinking, somebody's not going to charge you to investigate a big building. Really okay. And then straight after it, they mentioned a location which I know for a fact you can't get access to. And you know what, guys? Get off your high horse. If you believe you got to lie to make yourself look like you are whiter than white, stop lying to look whiter than white. None of us are whiter than white. I mean, for Christ's sake, every one of us owns a camera which is converted to night vision at the best of times. So what are you going to do about the warranty on your camera? Oh God, you've already converted it to night vision. They're never taking it back. Or you've broke a little bit of you've made a no. It's pathetic. But in my opinion, as long as, you know, if you're going to do it, just be careful, man. Just be careful doing it. So I'll move on to the next one anyway. Okay. So the next one is, if it looks unsafe, it's unsafe. No two ways about it. I've been in a location which is literally 3 streets away from where my wife used to work, on this building, big massive grove. There's open access now in Britain. If a door is open or a gate's open, you are not breaking a law. If there's a gap in a fence, you're not breaking a law. If you do not break it, you're not breaking a law. Okay. So we went into this building. We entered through the cellar. We went up into the main floors, went up into one of the main rooms with the ground floor, and I went for a little walk around, and it was amazing. The windows right the way across the place are boarded up. Every single window's boarded up. So you turn your torch off, you can't see your hand in front of your face, you can't see the floor, you can't see anything. It is total darkness. So me and my team member at the time, Aaron, we walked through. There was only the 2 of us at this time, I think. No, Stephen Foy was with us as well. And we walked through, and as we walked through, I seen a bit of a glimmer of light. What it was is when we walked into the main hall, the above 3 floors of the building had collapsed into themselves, and it was in a big massive pile of rubble in the middle. And I looked up, and there's bits of wooden beams sticking down. It was just an absolute mishmash of wood, nails, and metal and pipes and everything. And I looked up and I said, "Adam, turn around. This is not a place I want to be, because if it goes to shit, all that's coming down on us. All it takes is just to knock one thing, and that's that." We went back downstairs to go out through the cellar. I'm packing the camera stuff away, and I heard this almighty boom, just like a thump, one loud thump. And all I could think of at the time, because I was out on an investigation, was, oh, it's something. Something's upstairs. Something's made a noise. And it was only when we got in the car and we went to McDonald's, and we're sitting in the McDonald's and we're having a cup of coffee. And I said, you know what? The state of those the building above, right? We've disturbed that building. Fact, I've knocked something, and something slid off and fell and hit the floor. That's all it could have been. So just be careful. If the building looks unsafe, there's a reason it looks unsafe. Don't go to that part.
Yeah, I did a brick and ladder with somebody that I'm marrying in about how many days now? 20 days. We are going to 20 days. All right, Lynette knows the story well. she pulled a runner, dude. She pulled a runner. All right, here's the story of her runner. All right, she sat there and she knew the house. This place was in the middle of nowhere, dude. She knew the person that owned it. We went in there, right? And dude, there were nails sticking out of the floor. There was this, there was that.
Yeah.
All right, so the real story comes out with that smile. Okay, here's the real story. Okay, so we go to this house, right? I'm sitting there. She's like hanging like a bat up in an attic. I swear to God, the girl's hanging like a bat in the attic, right? And I'm sitting there. We're on like the second floor, and you got to be careful because over to the left, the floor just stops, and you go down. And the funny thing is, the funny thing is, while she was up there, I'm sitting there trying to get a couple EVPs or something like that in this real old house. It's an old farmhouse. And all of a sudden, I hear 2 guys talking. Like they're coming closer and closer talking. Dude, I almost pulled a full-on runner. Dude, I told Lynette, I go, there's 2 guys out there. She goes, where? I don't want to hear them. And I go, I swear to God, there are 2 guys there. And so we go down into this one to go out this one way, and a bird was flying inside the house back and forth. That's an omen. I'm sorry. That's an omen. That's a creepy omen. Anyhow, it's flying back and forth. It can't get out of the house. And finally, she drives around to show me that there's nobody there. But I swear on my life, I heard a conversation that was like 1, 2, 3, done. And I was like, hold up. But I almost pulled a full-on runner on that one. While she was sitting up there, I do give her a lot of credit because she held her own. But she definitely held her own. But it's just the fact of that you got to be careful, because if I would have went walking over to the other side to listen a little more, I would have fallen down to the first floor. And always wear. I know you see all these paranormal groups running around in their SWAT gear and black, pants and black hoodies. Dude, just wear a pair of good old Doc Marten boots, or a pair of boots that in case a nail goes in, it's not going to go in your foot, and then you got to go get a shot. Just at least keep a good pair of boots on. If you're going to run like hell, take them off and run. Whoever's chasing, you'll probably keep the boots anyway.
There's one piece of piece of clothes that I'll always stick to with these guys, the SWAT teams, right? I'm planning to go on an investigation at the end of the year, and it's going to be an event-based investigation, but I'm going to also, if I'm right in believing, I'm also interviewing the people who are running the event just before it starts. I'm going to sit down, we're going to have a little interview, talk, and I'm going to upload it on here. And then after then, my team are going to come with, and we're going to go and just blitz the place. Now, I know for a fact the SWAT teams are going to be there. These are the guys who, as Kurt says, all of them black boots, all of them having staff badges on, because they all need to have identification for all 4 of them in case they forget their names. Now, this, in my eyes, unless you're an event planner, you don't need. But I did come across with a group from Wales who done exactly this. They all turned up and they were all dressed exactly the same. They all had hoodies on with their names on them, and their big team logos on the back, which I appreciate. The team logos, I understand. Be proud of what you got, okay? That's not a problem. Why I needed to know the names is beyond me. But nevertheless, as they were all getting ready, each one of them put on a utility vest, and they all buttoned up the utility vest, and they were putting torches, and they were putting what's it called? They were putting like voice recorders, cameras, and they were loading themselves up with these things on these utility vests. And there was links and straps and loops all over the sides. And you know what? The first thing I thought is, if you go too close to a door, I'm going to move that door out so that the handle grips one of your loops and rips those stupid belts off you. But nevertheless, as I said, each to their own. If you're going to do it, do it. But if you're going to go out in an investigation, which is going to be brick and ladder, so if you're going to dodge a fence, last thing you want to do is have some big horrendous utility vest on, which is covered in loops and things, because you're just going to get dragged all over the place. Kate, no, Lynette, before we go any sorry, Kate, Kate can have your bulletproof vest. No, Kate needs your bulletproof vest if he ever crosses you. He needs that vest.
Oh, she'll shoot me right in my ass. I'll be picking like shit out of my ass.
Can I go on?
What I do want to say though, shit, that really threw me off on the another tangent. Okay, no. It's called What to Wear, and I never understood everybody who had their names like done across like their chest or their back. To me, that to me defeats the purpose, because I'm not a soccer team. I'm not an ice hockey team. And if I did want to do one, I'd have ice hockey jerseys made up. You know, black ice hockey with a skull and crossbones. Boom, right there. That's all you need. But I just don't buy into a lot. And I apologize, people, if you do this. I don't buy into that. I don't buy into the SWAT gear look.
No,
it's lame. It's lame as hell, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I understand, Kate, and I'm not going to apologize for it, because what I will say is dress for what you want. Or it's a job saying, dress for the job you want, not the job you've got. So when you go for an interview as a job, you dress for the job you want. You don't dress for what you've got. So if you're going to go somewhere and you're going to turn up to the place in tracksuit bottoms, pair of trainers, and a t-shirt, if you get hurt, you get hurt bad. Go expecting. Okay, go in full preparation. Full preparation does not mean turn up in tactical equipment. To give you an idea of what I mean, right? We ever go on any investigations to places where we think we're going to be exposed, what I do is I'll throw on a pair of Timberland boots. I'll throw on black combats. I'll throw on a black hoodie, which is normally just a normal hoodie, because when it gets cold, and that's it. I don't take anything much else. I don't wear big coats.
Okay.
That's just me being me. I'm not trying to dress like SWAT. I'm just trying to dress dark so I get spotted.
Okay, and that's what I wanted to say. Kind of came back to me what you were talking about. If you're going to go brick and ladder, bring minimal. Yeah. Bring minimal camera. Bring yourself a recorder of sorts. Keep it minimal. Don't keep it maximal. Because I was at a cemetery one time. You know that somebody was videotaping us. I was being videotaped. Yeah. And I could see the red light in this house doing it. And so I put my hood up. I had a gray hoodie on. I put a gray hoodie up, got in my car, and drove off. It was real weird. But yeah, they were because they were reconstructing this whole cemetery. There was no damage being done, no disrespect. There's none of that going on. But it's almost like you're borderlining urban exploration. It's urban exploration and it's paranormal at the same time. I mean, they kind of go hand in hand if you're going to do brick and ladder.
Very much so. I agree with you there. They do really go close by. There's actually quotes, phrases, and comments which fall into the same category of both. I'll get onto that one in a very, very short one. So the next one I'm going to mention is know where you're going. Okay, don't defer off track. Don't decide that you're walking down. I'll give you an idea. Again, I'm going to use quite a lot of analogies, the same as Kate with this. If you go to a place, don't turn left or don't turn right and decide what's that, and I'll go and look down there. Give yourself a set path. If you want to go and check out one part of a building, make sure you check out that one part of the building. Make sure that's the place you go. If you want to go on a mad exploration, go for it. Just be very, very careful. Our team, we went to an old abandoned hospital in Wales, which a lot of people, if you watch the show and you live in Britain, you'll know what I mean when I say an abandoned asylum in Wales. It's quite a big place. We walked across a field. We walked past the chapel. We got into the place. And by the way, when I say trespassing, it's not trespassing if the fence is 2 foot tall and you can step over it. And I literally done that. Stepped over the fence. We walked in. As we were walking through, there looks like there'd been a gas explosion there in the past. And there was a literal 20-foot deep crater, probably about 40 or 50 foot wide. It was an absolutely huge crater. I noticed it. One of my team members never. And I said, hang on a second. And when they stepped back, they realized they nearly went into it. It was huge. It was only because we took a different trip or a different path in that we weren't used to taking. So just be very careful which way you decide you want to go. And as I said, don't defer off track. If you've got a place to go, go. Don't put yourself into a situation where you're going to turn a corner and not know or not expect something straight after it. Now, for the next one, which Kurt will hopefully agree with me on this, what you can and what you can't put on YouTube. You need to be very careful with what you put on YouTube, especially in America. In Britain, don't worry about it. As long as you're not speeding and as long as you're not punching somebody's head in Britain, you can get away with it. A lot of the footage that I've put personally onto YouTube on this channel and on one of our old channels was literally, I'd say about 85% of it was on the wrong side of a fence. I'll put it that way. So as long as you don't put the name of the place, this is in Britain, if you do not put the name of the location that you're investigating or the time you investigated, you can have an upload time, but that you were in your house when you uploaded, so you're safe with that. But basically just be very, very careful on what you do put up. Don't put like, I broke into Waverley Hills on Saturday, 3:15 a.m. and then they check security and it's Saturday 3:15, you're jumping a fence. You have literally signed your own death warrant. Don't do it. If you're going to put it up, to give you a classic example, again, we've got a friend of the show who does a lot of old asylums in Britain and he goes round. Some of them he has access to deliberately, some of them he doesn't. Some of them he's very brick and ladder at, but he, as an individual, he doesn't put the name of the place unless he's well away from it. And I'm talking he'll investigate it in the May and he won't put the video up until the October. That's the way it seems. He does a very, very good job of that. Okay, why are you talking about putting a shotgun? Your shotgun. Oh, yeah. You want Lynette to shoot you?
No, it'll happen.
It's coming. It's on its way, man. It's on its way. She's going to kick your ass.
But she's going to shoot me first.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And another thing as well, right, this is one that our team came across over this side, is there was a guy who, he was a bit of a survivalist and he used an old hospital to practice survival, or as a survivalist, and he was photographed. It's actually a photograph which appeared in a newspaper. He was photographed with a semi-automatic machine gun or whatever it is, what type of gun he had on his back, walking around this old hospital, using the hospital grounds as a place to train. Now, if you got people like that running around in a place that you go to, you need to be very careful, man. I mean, I've bumped into drunks, some of the funniest people you'll ever meet, on an investigation in an old hospital, and I've walked past them and they've started putting funny face. One of them had a funny face mask and he put it on, and I think he tried to scare us, but it was just too funny. We were laughing our heads off, man. It's embarrassingly funny. But oh, dude, it was hilarious, man. Absolutely hilarious. But I don't know. You've just got to be careful. I mean, Kurt, as I said, over your side, I would not like to get caught. That's the one thing.
No, over here they'll take you in, charge you with trespassing. It's a misdemeanor, but you still don't want a misdemeanor on your record. Yeah. So I highly recommend that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend don't get caught.
Don't. Just bottom line, guys. I'm not saying do this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do this at all. Because odds are if you get caught, you're screwed. And I'm talking from the American side of things. I've done it. I don't know if I'm going to do it after this. I wouldn't say if I was going to do it or not. But at the same time, if you choose to do it, that's your business, not mine, not Mo's. We're not telling you what to do. We're just telling about our experiences and the best way to go about it, or the most safe way if you choose to do this to go about it. We're looking at safety first, and this totally is safety first. It's not. It's nothing else but that. Also, maybe you can get permission. If you're smart, talk to some people. Talk to the local police and see if you can get permission. Say you're doing a documentary. I mean, there are many ways around it, so that way you don't get popped. But you go in, and I've been popped. I can tell you straight up, I've been popped doing it, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all.
There is one funny thing about Britain, which I know is not the same in America. It's actually a law in America. You cannot step foot on a graveyard in America at night. Is that true? Or it's actually...
Well, graveyards are by churches. Cemeteries are separate. They're like a separate entity.
Okay, cemeteries.
Yeah, I've been to cemeteries at night. Left and right.
Is it a law over there?
It would be a state law. It would probably have to be like a certain state. But Maryland, no, I've been in there. But there are a couple places I do want to hit. That I know a lady that moved into a house as a caretaker of a cemetery through the historical society. I got to get in touch with her, which I have no idea how, but I want to be able to I want to get into there big time. But if I run into her again, I'll ask. Yeah. But it's a law thing. I mean, if it's gated, don't jump the damn gate. I mean, be smart, people. If it's locked and gated, go on somewhere else, because there's a lot of cemeteries out there that don't even have a gate around them, and you could just go and do what you want. If you do go out and do it, don't vandalize, because I'm being serious on that one. Don't go out, F off, and vandalize something. Don't go start throwing bricks through windows, and stuff like that. Don't do that shit. Don't go to cemeteries and kick over stones or write on stones. That's disrespectful.
Right, now just one more thing, because I know we're coming very close to the end of the show. There is a saying which is used by urban explorers, which I absolutely love, and I think that everybody should swear by the saying, right? It's take nothing but photographs and leave nothing but footprints. And it's like urban explorers have used that saying for a very long time. Don't break nothing, don't take nothing, okay? If you're going to walk in, just as I said, just walk in, be polite about what you do, and walk out. I know there's a cemetery, or when I say cemetery, there's a graveyard, we'll call it a graveyard, which sits next to a church or an old chapel in Liverpool, slap bang in our Liverpool, in the city centre. And there's a tomb there. If you go on our channel, you'll see a video called Mackenzie's Tomb, and it's a pyramid in the middle of Liverpool. And the pyramid, apparently there's a guy meant to be sitting there playing a game of cards with the devil. Watch this video, I'm not going to tell you the story, but just... it's a pyramid. Now, somebody is still looking into the story to such a point that I went down there, and I sent you a video of this about a week ago, Kurt. I don't know if you remember, right? And I pointed out at the bottom of it, John, you'll understand this. John just walk past it this week, right? You'll understand this. Underneath the Mackenzie's Tomb, when you go past it, now have a very close look. It's open air underneath. A lunatic, I'll put a link to the video in the comment section underneath the video when it's done, because I can't go off this to go and find it, but I'll definitely throw you the link up. But at the bottom of this tomb, there's an open void. Somebody's been digging at it. That's not fair. That's not right. That's not brick and ladder. You don't do that. You don't attack a place. You don't. Now, of all the places that I've been and all the places I've ever got into, I've never physically broken anything to get in. I'll tell you one thing. I have threatened a team member who tried to kick a door into a shortcut. And I said, if you kick the door in, give me all your equipment and you can walk home from Wales. I'm not having it. You don't go into a place and you don't boot
no
the door.
Damage. You don't damage. You don't damage it. Even if it's a crack house, like an old house that's just a wreck, leave it as is. Leave it as is. Don't do anything to destroy it.
Respect the place. That's all that ever matters. We got into a church in the middle of Liverpool, a bombed out church, middle of the night, and there's a gap in the fence. And luckily, considering I'm a tubby kid, I managed to squeeze through it. And when I squeezed through, I said to the lad I was with, Aaron, pass me your camera bag, because we passed that through. I went, and this is the classic for any investigation, pass me the McDonald's coffees. So he passed me my coffees, and we got him. And then the next minute, St. Luke's, John, that was it. Clicked. Did somebody say Wales? Yes, indeed, we did, man. Yes, indeed. But we walked in there, and as I walked in, grabbed me a cup of coffees, and we walked into this church, the bombed out church, St. Luke's. I heard a voice in the corner. He was all right. This guy, very timid voice. He goes, "Are you okay?" And I turned around and I shone my torch in his face because ever defensive. And it was a homeless fella. And I put my torch down. I went, "Man, sorry about that." I went, "I didn't realise." He went, "No." He went, "I'll go." I went, "No, this is where you're sleeping. This, as far as I'm concerned, dude, we're trespassing on your property." That's just, you've got to be polite.
You gotta respect it. Yeah. Respect your location.
The dude walked away with both of our coffees. We said, "Take them, man. You're cool. Just keep yourself cozy in the corner." Evening Clarkster, by the way. Sorry, someone called Clarkster's appeared, which is a new guy. Hey, but yeah, basically I said, "Listen, take the cup, as chill." And we sat down and talked to him for 5 minutes. He had a cigarette with Aaron. He's talking about how nice the building is and how weirdly quiet it is, considering it's right in the middle of our city centre. It's so quiet, and it was just a nice experience. But he wasn't breaking or causing damage. We weren't causing damage. He was petrified when he first seen us because we just seen two lads walking in with bags. He didn't know what was going on. It could have been anything in Liverpool. And I just felt dead bad for him. And it was at that point I realised that every once in a while, again, it happened in an old cinema that we went to. And we walked in and there's a guy there. And I went, "Whoa, mate, sorry." And he was again panicked. We don't take into consideration the other people who might be there. You're not the only person in a building.
And you do got to be careful of squatters too. I mean, there's one thing if the guy's homeless and he's kind of like he's shy about things, but you do have squatters in there that are shooting galleries. And when I say shooting galleries, I'm talking this.
Yeah.
You got to be real careful. I mean, I carry a knife on me. I carry a big flick knife. I mean, and what I do is I'll hide it. I'll set it somewhere, and that just so I know where it's at. So I don't know.
All I ever carry when we ever go anywhere, all I'll ever carry is a 3,000 lumen torch.
You got the blinder, yeah. You got the blinder one on it, and it's a tactical torch, so you can crack someone with it.
Basically, but it never came to it. It never will come to it. I've had one person pull a gun out on me when I've been out there. When I say a gun, it was an air rifle, and luckily the people I were with, one of them was ex-military, the other one was a lunatic. The other one is a lunatic as well. And I'm not. I'm really placid. And this guy pulls a gun out, and then the next minute, Brad, one of our other old team members at the time, he looked at the lad and went, "Ha, that's cute. Put it down." And I could just see it going tense very quick. And eventually the guy ended up showing us a way into a property. He said, "Come with me and I'll show you where you're going." It was kind of funny. But love it. So yeah, just be very careful, guys. That's all I'll say. Clarkster, have we got some kind of stalking thing going on here? Somebody in the chat room called Clarkster has just admitted that he stalks a lunatic. Cool.
That's cool. That'll work.
That works. Yeah, that's one way of doing it, man. Just be very careful. And by the way, have you ever met my mate Stanley? I assume that's a Stanley blade. Oh, I love it. What up, Kurt?
Yeah, I'd say we call it, dude. Call it a night.
It is, man. Right, guys. Well, listen, for those who've just turned up, Clarkster, apologies, man, but it is coming to the end of the show. John, I'll give you one bit of advice because I was actually going to say something to you a little bit earlier. You said you've always wanted to go on an investigation. Just go. Don't worry about it. Just go. Everyone starts somehow. Where is it you put? I'd love to go on an investigation, even in SWAT gear.
Just do it.
Go. Just do it, man.
Do it, John.
Just get on it and go, man. I mean, it's
you can do investigations. I mean, for those starting, you can do an investigation in the daytime. Supposedly, spirits just don't go booga 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 in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's all whenever you get a chance.
Here's one for him, John. You're a local guy. I think if I remember correctly, you said you were from Kirby. To give you a bit of Kirby, by the way, it's just outside Liverpool. To give you a bit of an idea, you guys up that way, you've got a set of woodland where they buried part of people who died in World War II. I forget what the name of it was. Simmons Wood, I think it's called. You've also got St. James's Walk, which is alongside the cathedral. That place is amazing. You need to get down there and check that place out. And at night, it's probably the best you'll ever get. You've got Lydiate Abbey, which is just, Walton, yeah. Well, Walton, there you go. You're right by the cemetery, the old cemetery. I mean, I spent weeks inside that place, mate. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, and a lunatic's got family in Toxteth. Don't go boasting that. Don't boast you got family. Only messing. Toxteth's cool. But yeah, there's so many places in Liverpool that you could turn a corner and you're in a really amazing place. So yeah, just Liverpool's brilliant for that, man. Don't think you can't do it. Now on that bombshell, guys, I'm gone. Keith, you ready?
Yeah, man.
Right, dude. Take it easy, guys. And what?
Stay safe. Stay
Yes.
safe, guys. Stay
Take
safe.
it easy, and we'll see you next week with again 10 o'clock. So take it easy, guys. I'm Bigfoot UK. If you want, catch me up on Facebook, and I'll show you I'll show you or guide you towards a few places where you can take out a little check out. Take it easy, guys, and we'll see you again.
All right, peace.
Bye, guys. Bye bye.